Hey, welcome back. This is episode 2 of Audio Nuts and Bolts, and today we're going to learn how to build a Cakewalk template. So let's get into it. We're going to go ahead and launch the DAW right now. That's in for Digital Audio Workstation. You'll hear that term a lot. So when you open Cakewalk, it will scan for VSTs down here in the corner. You don't have to worry about this installer. Just go ahead and click off that, and you get to this thing called the Cakewalk Start Screen. Now, the Cakewalk start screen will show your open projects that you had from before. And we don't have any yet, so that's why it opened at New Project. New Project has all of your different templates. A template is all of the settings you need exclusive for your equipment so that you can just launch that and start recording and then save it as a song in a different location. But it's basically keeping you from repeating a bunch of questions or a bunch of settings more than once. When we launch the template, we've got the timeline here, which is super important because it starts at 1 and ends at the end of the song, as well as the 4 tracks of audio, meaning that you can record 4 different tracks of audio at once. Now you can add more tracks as much as your computer can handle at a later date, but we'll get into that afterwards. So mainly it's you got timeline and you got 4 tracks, and then we're going to start building our template now. Okay, first thing we're going to do when we start the song is we're going to pick the tempo. That's how fast or how slow the song is going to be. And we're going to do that up here in the corner underneath the display window that shows you seconds. And when you're going to double click on this 120 right here. That's how fast it is now by default. And I'm going to make that a little bit slower. Now there's plus and minus windows there on the right hand side that allow you to go 1 beat per minute faster or slower. But I know I'm going to go 105, so I chose 105, which is a little bit slower for the tempo of this song. And then I have to set the metronome. Metronome is the click that you're going to keep time to. Normally I set the record count to 1, so I have 1 measure before it actually starts recording anything, so I can kind of get used to how fast something is. And you're going to hit close and apply. I don't know why it always comes up twice. And then so now we're going to arm a track, and I'm just going to hit record even though I don't have anything assigned yet, just so I can hear that click. So there's the click there, and now I know how fast the click is. So the other thing I'm going to do here when I go back into the tempo button here is I'm going to have it turned on for playback as well, so that I can keep track of time, even if I'm not recording. And that's all that does. So that's that's your metronome and your tempo. Very, very important. Okay, now we're going to get track 1 ready for recording drums. I'm going to play them in live from my drum machine. So we want to choose. That's my audio interface right there. We're going to choose stereo because we are taking 2 left and right signals in at the same time. I want that on 1 track. So I chose stereo, and now I need to label this. So you can double click on that little track window right there and then type drums and then hit enter, and then that's all. You can also put other notes in there if you need to. And so now we've armed the track, we're ready for recording. That's me testing the drum signals. See if it's okay. It looks like it's good. Oh, signal wise, you want to be within -6 and -12. Very important. Don't overload it in case it gets louder at one point. That's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get the bass track ready. I'm going to do live bass for the second track there. So I'm going to go ahead and unarm that. You want to unarm your recording tracks when you're recording. You're only doing 1 at a time here. So I'm going to go ahead and select just left because I'm taking bass in mono. And then I'm arming my tracks, and I'm making my bass noises. That's a little bit loud, so let me turn that down a little bit. Try to get it around there. Yeah, so anywhere underneath -6 is what you're shooting for as far as levels go. Very important. And then so that should be ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and double click on that track 2 and call that bass. And then that's ready to go for, right now we're just getting the template ready. We're not actually recording yet. We're just going to do all these things, get them ready to go. And that one's ready to go now. Okay, so I'm going to set up the keys, the third part right now. And in order to do that, I have to actually arm a Midi so that my keyboard controller will function. I'm going to go ahead and choose stereo as my audio input and label this, I'm going to call that keys. So, yeah, because it is a stereo signal going in. But then I have to go down here and right click and insert a Midi track. I'll explain to you, I'm going to do a whole video on Midi later, so this is just a bare bones overview. When I make a Midi track, that allows me to assign my keyboard controller to my piano module and make that all work. So I'm going to extend that down here. I'm going to choose the output A. This is my Midi box that's also connected to the computer. I'm choosing out A, and now you see signal coming in there. So I need the audio signal to go into the key section, and that's the next thing I gotta do. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and arm the track for the keys right now. That should go through. And when I arm it, you can see that we're getting that signal. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust the level down a little bit because I want to keep that below -6 in that range right there. So when you're doing levels, you play as loud as you can, and then that should be good to go for the keys. Yeah, I know there's a lot to cover. If you've got any questions, you can contact me at studioonabudget@gmail.com, and we're going to get into more of this next time. Thanks a lot. See you then.